This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werhner, licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. Moments of Clarity's mission is to educate and end the stigma on mental health through the inspirational stories of our exceptional guests. You can join in the show by calling Tiffany toll-free at 866-826-1340 or on Facebook and Twitter at MOC with Tiffany. Now, here's Tiffany Werhner.
Hi, thanks for listening. This is Moments of Clarity, and my name's Tiffany Werhner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And today I have a special guest. He is not only a firefighter, but a phenomenal podcast founder and host of a wonderful podcast called PTSD, Bunker Gear for Your Brain. And on top of that, he's also my our co-host. We're co-hosting a show called Road Rage, and it debuted this Wednesday, and it's going to be every Wednesday from 6 to 7, talking about all things that lead up to anxiety, anger, rage, things like that. And of course, during rush hour, it's Road Rage. But I want to welcome my special guest, Carl Waggett.
Oh, thanks so much, Tiffany. You know what? The only reason I come on your show like this is because you say such nice things about me.
I know.
Oh, my word. I feel terrible. I haven't said a thing about you yet, but thanks so much for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, of course. And it's going to get kind of confusing being the guest and then the host. I think when we were on Road Rage, I said, "Welcome back to Moments of Clarity." It just out of habit, I'm gonna have to get on that one too.
Well, this is today's day. This is life nowadays. Everybody wears so many different hats, right? Remember back in the day when you just had one job and that was it? Well, I tell you, life doesn't seem to be that way. So no, I know exactly what you mean. And I do the podcast and I do Facebook Live show. There's times I introduce the wrong show. I don't even know why I do that.
I do. Sometimes I forget where I'm at too. So anyway, we're talking about some things, all post-traumatic stress based, and a little bit of what we're doing to raise awareness to mental health and spread the education. And I want to welcome callers to call in 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340, and any questions on anxiety, post-traumatic stress, and anger. And also I wanted to bring up at the end of this month, Memorial Day coming. I know personally for me, I lost my father and my uncle due to war-related causes, due to Agent Orange. And a lot of people will be, I don't know if a lot of people understand the difference between Veterans Day and Memorial Day, but it deserves to be over-recognized, in my opinion. And it could stir up a lot of things, especially for those that served our country. And it's coming up. So we need to be mindful of that this month. It's not just, 3-day weekend. Carl, you know what I'm talking about. I know you're in Canada, but still.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And, I think this is why this whole subject of mental health is so fascinating, because it's like this, it's almost like this final frontier for human beings, right?
The final frontier.
We understand, physical fitness, and we understand nutrition, okay? We understand all that stuff. Whether we do it or not, that's besides the point. But when it comes to mental health, one thing that we really find difficult to understand is, feelings. And, being a typical guy, I just didn't pay attention to them at all.
Who wants to talk about them either when they're a guy?
Oh, yuck. I know.
Guys that talk about their feelings, yuck. No.
I feel like I want to have a shower after. I feel gross, right? I really do.
I got to tell you a secret, though.
What's that?
Girls really dig it.
Oh, well, you know what? This is what I hear, but oh my goodness! This is why I go on the campaign. I go on
to an extent.
Of course, exactly.
You don't want to be oversensitive, right? Crying, and all that stuff. But it's almost flatter. I don't know. I don't know what the emotion is, but when you're watching a movie and you look over at your date and he's got a tear in his eye or something because you can tell he's empathetic or that he felt for the person, the heroine or the hero or whatever it was. And
well, see, this is it.
There's nothing to be ashamed of with that stuff, but we're talking about something completely different, I understand.
Well, no, but it's all about that understanding emotions. Because, look, one thing that it usually happens with guys is when they get sad, they get angry. right? That's usually what happens.
Or
right?
frustration drives me.
Frustrated. And, this is what kind of goes with this whole PTSD and the depression, the anxiety that I kind of talk about on my show, is because I truly believe that once somebody understands what's happening to them, well, the frustration leaves a little bit. My biggest problem with PTSD, depression, anxiety was I didn't understand what was going on, so inherently I thought I was going crazy. Okay, that can be terrifying when you're a single father. Okay,
no kidding. It's extra scary.
It is, because you're, as a single mom, single father, doesn't matter. When you're running the show, if all of a sudden you don't feel like you have full control over your emotions, that's very frightening. And unfortunately, when most people become frightened, they become defensive, right? And that's really scary too. So, the reason why I do the show I do, the reason why I was so excited about doing the Road Rage show with you, Tiffany, is because it shines a little bit of light on, okay, what exactly is going on in my head? Okay, because nobody really wants to ask that because it's a scary question, right?
Especially your head.
Oh, my goodness, are you kidding? I did not want to crack the top of this open. I remember saying that to... the doctor that I talked to, Dr. Story, a fantastic psychologist, absolutely incredible. And I said, look, I don't know how much I want to open this box here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I want to let all this stuff out. But the thing is, once we kind of start to understand what is going on, you get that aha moment. Oh, I get it. Okay, I understand.
It's called a moment of, what is it called? The aha moment.
When all of a sudden something clicks.
No, what is that called? Give me the plug. What show are you on?
Oh, the moments of clarity. That's right.
An aha moment. It could give you a moment of clarity. I was waiting for a bell, Carl.
I haven't had enough this show. That's the problem. And that's exactly it. When you take clarity away from a situation, we don't understand it. That's
so
really
true.
It, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we have a brief moment, because trust me, the last thing I wanted to do was hear about feelings, especially being a firefighter. Oh, come on. I didn't want to get into any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. But ladies and gentlemen, the fact of the matter is the more that we understand this, the more it ups our odds in life in general, right? I'm not saying this is going to fix all your stuff, but what I am going to do is tell you that it's going to make a little bit more sense of what's happening,
and also it takes away the fear of a lot of things when we understand why we're feeling what we're feeling and we're understanding exactly what's going on. It's not as frightening, and not only that, you can understand and in some cases expect it and understand it, and then the reaction changes.
Well, I think it's really, really, I think it's very, very dangerous to stereotype anything, right? Whether it be a person or whether it be a mental disorder or whatever. Because the problem is when you stereotype something, you group it into something that, well, you don't really know if it deserves to be in that group or not.
Right.
And the problem is that's what I did with mental health. I thought you were either sane or you're crazy. That's it. Okay, there's no in-between margin here. So the problem is that when people start to struggle with this mental health, whether it be PTSD, whether it be depression, whether it's anxiety, I thought the only solution was to go to a hospital and then lock me up.
I believe that was caused by the media back in the day with the movies, The Shining or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and how they represent quote-unquote mentally ill people and how they treat them. And it's all fictitious. It's not really exactly. I've worked in so many residential programs. It's not like that at all. And not only that, but there's so many other problems and symptoms and other things that are so normal and common that people are just ignoring because of the fear of being looked at as quote unquote insane.
Well, this is it. And, if you were to look at a psychologist or a therapist or a counselor or whatever, it really doesn't matter. If you look at these people in the same capacity as a personal physical trainer or a cook, think about it. Can you imagine if you could have a physical trainer that worked with you once a week or a cook that came in and showed you how to cook? Well, the thing is, these therapists and what we steer away from these people, therapists, doctors, whatever you want to call them, but they have the knowledge to help us.
You're talking to me, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and it baffles me because people go, oh, I'm not talking to a therapist. I'm not talking to a counselor. Ladies and gentlemen, that's like saying I'm not going to hire a contractor to do a job. They know how to fix these problems and explain it to you. Right, exactly, right? Whatever, right? But the fact is that the sooner that we drop this whole, I don't know if I should go talk to a doctor about feelings, the sooner we can get to a happier life.
Absolutely.
Look, at the end of the day, that's all we're after. I mean, look, a large majority of try to buy it. Okay, we try to buy happiness. I've done it myself. Everybody does it, please, right? But when we start to understand that the more that
what
we
you try to buy happiness with? I want to get to that in a second. Wait. I want the answer to that question. You tried to buy it yourself. Hold on a second. It's time for our first break, and please stay tuned. But we're going to see what money can't buy, but you thought it was. When we get back, we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werhner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Did you know that your physical health plays a big role in your mental health? Healthy minds and healthy bodies go hand in hand. The problem for many is finding the time and getting the results they want. X-Force Body is perfect for people with busy schedules, with a mission to inspire you to become leaner, stronger, and in the process healthier. X-Force Body coaches will encourage, motivate, and inspire you through every workout, helping you achieve the results you desire. Learn more about X-Force Body at the grand opening of their new location in South Tampa on May 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. For more information, visit www.xforcebody.com.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werhner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werhner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werhner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Werhner.
Hi, we're back, and thanks for tuning in and waiting. If you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity, and my name is Tiffany Werhner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. And on my special guest today is a firefighter. He has a podcast dedicated to educating on post-traumatic stress, especially with first responders. It's called PTSD Bunker Gear for Your Brain. And he also is the co-host with me on our new show every Wednesday night, 6 to 7, called Road Rage. Welcome back, Carl Waggett.
Well, once again, thanks for having me, Tiffany. I enjoy it.
Your introduction is getting long. Stop doing more stuff.
You know what? We're going to have to shave it back. Seriously. Like,
you're going to have to cut back the resume there.
I know. It's too much. Well, listen, yours is the same. Look at all the shows you're on.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't want you to stop doing stuff. It's just we're going to have to figure out how to put it in a quick phrase.
We'll figure it out as it goes along.
So anyway, what were those things? You said you used to think money could buy you something. When we left off, we were talking about, you can recap if you want. We were talking about money.
Yeah, it was a real eye-opener for me, because when I went through this PTSD, depression, anxiety, whatever you want to call it, it obviously takes you to a very, very low level. So to be honest with you, what I started doing was, I started researching celebrities. Essentially, that's what I did, right? And I wanted to see, because stalking. I realized that, because when you look at celebrities, actors, actresses, professional athletes, all these people, believe it or not, they struggle with mental health a lot more than what people think.
Of course they do. There's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
Way outside of comfort zone. Yeah, so what I started to do was I started to look at what these people did to deal with this stuff. And what it really led me towards was this whole obsession for buying happiness. And what it led me towards was people that, they start companies and then they go public on the stock exchange and, they make something like $200 million in one day. What happens to these people after that?
I don't know. I'd like to find out personally.
Oh yes, I'm sure you would. Yeah. Well, the more that
I want to be a guinea pig at that demonstration. What happens?
Well, when you hear how it plays out, I don't know if you'd want to or not, because what these people do